What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another Etheria video. And today marks the start of the first of hopefully many seasonal events. We have the Spirit Gathering event, which isn't the main focus of the video. We're going to be talking about the Dreambinder event, which is going on right now. The Wishbinder, sorry, not the Dreambinder. But basically, this Halloween event is going to have a shop for us, which is pretty cool. You can buy some lattice frags, one full lattice, and also the pumpkin costume for your hyperlinker. I kind of wish we had some skins for some animuses, but okay. There also is this login event, which gives us barely anything, but I guess it's something. And then, of course, we have the packs and stuff like that, which are also available, and the not a check-in event, but basically it's like a quest event where you're able to unlock a cool frame. So that is going to be the Halloween event. But today, as I said, we are going to be talking about the Wishbinder event and, basically what you want to be picking from the box at 100 summons, which is what everyone is wondering about, and also if it's worth going past it and what my plans are for it personally. So essentially how this works, if you're new to the game and you haven't done this before, every single summon you do on the permanent banner, so not a rate up banner, has to be the standard banner, you get 1 point, and after you accumulate points, you'll get rewards. The biggest rewards are at 100 for the box, and then 200 for the lattice, and then ultimately at 300 for the random SSR. So generally, most people are going to go just for the box, and if they want, they can go for the lattice as well. Depending on how many summons you saved up, it's really up to you to choose, but I think going just for the box is worth it if you're missing any of these characters. Now, we do have 3 characters. We have Tiamat, Nymphonial, and Fushu. All 3 of these are pretty decent characters, but there's going to be some clear-cut selections that you're going to want to choose because they are just a lot better than the other ones on this box. So, with Tiamat, Nymphonial, and Fushu, for PvE, for the most part, I think Fushu and also Nymphonial are going to be the best bets. Nymphonial is actually really good for speed comps, so she's good at like Rangokutsu speed comps, she's good at Chloros, she's good at just all of the thresholds as well, and anything where you're killing fast, she's pretty good. However, I will say, if you are newer to the game and you're struggling to farm in the first place, she's not going to really benefit you that much because, like I said, she's more for speeding up comps, right? Speeding up your runs. Now, in terms of PvP, she's mostly going to be used for cleavers, but even then, you don't really need her. And Cleave is kind of like a dying playstyle right now because the devs just kind of want to push this bruiser turn to standard meta like most gacha games have. So because of that, I think she's actually the worst of the 3 to go for. But if you want her or you're missing her only, it's a decent choice. She's not a bad character by any means. It's just that the other 2 are going to be really, really strong for what they do. So the first one I want to talk about is actually Tiamat. So Tiamat is strictly a PvP unit. You can technically use her in some hard stages for like Ember Trek, Floor 43 and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're only going to use her in PvP. She is one of the best bruisers in the game because she has this like damage share. So if you're from like Epic 7, like Aureus and stuff like that, that's what she has. So basically she is really strong against Cleave. And also just as a bruiser, she does a ton of damage. She has like an ultimate form after you reach 8 stacks of her passive Bloodshed. Then you start doing AoE damage. This does a lot of damage, of course. And then her Thunder Spirit in the normal form, the single target, this hits super hard. You can 2-shot squishies with it. So yeah, just a really powerful character. She's really good. She does have counters though, right? She gets countered by Unhealable because she can't stack her Bloodshed and stuff like that. So Mio and what's her name? Mizuki Makoto, a SR, a 4-star character, can actually counter her pretty easily because she has Wound, but still a top tier character that you are gonna want on your account eventually. Now that leads us to the next character, the last one, Fushu. So this character, in my opinion, is the best. I think she's actually like one of the best, if not the best, turn to bruiser standard PvP characters in the game for PvP, and she's really good in PvE. For Sharon, she's really good. She's good in Doki Doki. She's good in Terramaton. She can be used in Aurora. You can also use her in Rangokutsu. There's so many areas of content where she's really good for PvE because she's just a broken character. This Moonlit Veil she puts up just gives you a ton of healing and turn meter push, which is like 2 of the best things in the game to get. And if you have anything to reset her cooldowns like Aya or Doki Doki, she becomes a menace. So I think for sure Fushu is like the safest pick because one, she's extremely powerful in PvE, and in PvP she's also like the best healer for turn 2 standard matchups by far. She basically makes your team unkillable while this Moonlit Veil is up, which is pretty OP, right? So definitely, you know, I think if you had to choose out of the 3, I would just say in general, Fushu is just like by far the best pick because she's amazing in both PvP and PvE. But if you're like a cleave player, then you probably just want to go Nymphonial because, you know, even though you're playing like a playstyle that the devs are actively trying to kill, you know, this Rime Bloom shield is really good for like buffing Messiah's and Yelby's damage. So now in terms of Tiamat, I know we talked about it already, but I think she's still a really good bruiser. If you're really struggling against cleave still for some reason after it got kind of like hard shafted over and over, then you can pick her. She's like the best answer to cleave, not just as a DPS, but just as like a utility character because of her damage share. But like I said, in general, I think Fushu is just the best. Now, in terms of what I'm doing for the Wishbinder event, I'm actually not going to do it. And the reason why is because, one, you saw I don't have that many summons, but I already have all these characters. The only one that's really worth duping a lot is Tiamat, and I have her at 5 out of 5. The other two, because they're supports, they don't benefit from the damage increase, so not really worth it. And the other rewards, you know, I don't really think it's worth it. Dumping 200 summons for a single lattice, not really worth it anymore, because if you look at like the event for Prowess Up, if you just get a character to 2 dupes, then you end up getting the lattice for it now. So that's like 160 summons if you hard pity both, which is cheaper than, you know, just getting the regular lattice anyways, and you end up getting a dupe of that character on that banner. So I don't really think the lattice is worth going for anymore with the Prowess Up event. So you're either just going for the 100 summon box if you need one of these characters, or if you want to dupe Tiamat in this situation, or you're just staying at 0, because I don't really think it's worth it. In the past, these reconfig chips were so scarce that it was worth going to 100 like almost every single time. But because we get a decent amount of these, thank God, you don't really need it. And going for 300 is just absolutely crazy, right? It's a random SSR, so like for the newer players, like sure, this is probably really good to go for. But like if you've been playing the game for longer than like 2 months, you don't really care about this because yeah, there's a lot of good SSRs out there, but there are also some ones that you're not going to really use for the most part. I'd say like over half of these characters I have, I don't really use in PvP, probably like 60%. So yeah, for the most part, you don't really need a random SSR in my opinion. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Just wanted to share my thoughts on the Wishbinder. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are doing for the event. Like I said, I'm 1 at 38 summons, and 2, I'll probably get to 100 if I wanted to by the end of the event, but I don't really plan to summon on this banner today. So thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to see more Etheria content, and I'll see you guys next time.